Visual, opening shot, a single person silhouetted against a vast landscape, or someone looking out a window thoughtfully. Pensive, slightly melancholic music begins. Host, voiceover, deep, calm, authoritative. You feel it, don't you? That hollow space in your chest. The silence that, ironically, screams louder than any noise. Everyone tells you to avoid it, to escape it, to fill it with endless activity, with constant company. But what if that feeling, that undeniable ache, is not a void to be filled, but a profound voice to be heard? What if the very state you dread most, loneliness, is not a punishment for some unseen flaw, but a powerful, profound invitation? An invitation from life itself to pause, to look inward, to become something far more resilient, far more authentic than you currently are. Today, we delve into a truth rarely spoken, often feared: why loneliness is, in fact, your greatest, most transformative teacher. And why embracing its lessons can unlock a level of inner peace and strength you never imagined possible. Music intensifies slightly then softens. Host asterisk. We live in an age of hyperconnectivity, don't we? Our phones buzz with notifications constantly. Our social feeds scroll endlessly, showing us curated snapshots of others' seemingly perfect lives. We are, supposedly, more connected than any generation before us. Yet, paradoxically, we are also experiencing an unprecedented epidemic of profound isolation. We mistake the constant digital chatter for genuine connection. We confuse 1,000 likes on a post for authentic love and belonging. This relentless, superficial engagement leaves us feeling more profoundly alone, even when surrounded by a digital crowd. But this isn't a cosmic joke. This isn't a design flaw in the universe. It is a profound mechanism. A signal. When the incessant noise of the world finally recedes, when the screens go dark, and the friends scatter, what truly remains? You. And the quiet, sometimes unsettling, echo of your own existence. This, my friend, is where the first, and perhaps most vital, lesson begins. This is the moment life strips away the illusion and says, now, meet yourself. Visual, time-lapse of a bustling city at night, then fading to a serene, quiet room with a single lamp, perhaps a person sitting in contemplation. Host asterisk. Loneliness, at its core, strips away the external. It ruthlessly removes the elaborate masks we wear for others, the roles we play, the personas we adopt. It silences the cacophony of external opinions, the societal expectations we've unconsciously absorbed. It forces an unavoidable confrontation with your truest self, unvarnished, raw, and absolutely real. This can be terrifying, deeply uncomfortable. It's like standing naked before a stark mirror, seeing every perceived imperfection, every insecurity, every unfulfilled dream. But it is also, incredibly, the most liberating act you can undertake. It's the precise moment you stop running from the only person who can truly grant you peace, yourself. Think about the moments that have truly defined you. When did you discover your deepest reservoirs of resilience? Was it when you were surrounded by a cheering crowd, or when you had to pick yourself up, alone, after a devastating setback? A painful breakup. A sudden career pivot that left you adrift. Moving to a new city where no one knows your name, where your history holds no weight. These are moments of intense, profound loneliness. And they are, without exception, also moments of intense, accelerated self-discovery. They push you past your perceived limits, revealing an inner strength, a quiet knowing, you never even knew you possessed. Visual, someone journaling alone, or looking thoughtfully out a window with a cup of tea, perhaps a single tear. Emphasis on introspection. Host asterisk. This intense period of aloneness is the most effective classroom where you learn your own unwavering boundaries. Your own non-negotiables. Your own profound, silent needs and desires. You discover what truly resonates with your soul, not just what society, or your friends, or your family expects of you. This is where your authentic voice begins to emerge. You learn, deeply and definitively, the critical distinction between being alone and truly being lonely. Being alone is a physical state, a circumstantial reality. Being lonely is an emotional state, a feeling of disconnection. The teacher, loneliness, shows you how to transform the former, mere aloneness, into powerful, nourishing solitude, so that the latter, debilitating loneliness, no longer dictates your peace or your direction. This is a profound shift in consciousness. Visual, a person meditating in nature, or focused intently on a creative pursuit like painting, writing, composing music. Shows deep concentration and peace. Host asterisk. The greatest minds throughout history have understood and actively sought this distinction. Artists, philosophers, groundbreaking innovators, from ancient sages to modern visionaries, they all cultivated and embraced periods of profound solitude. Not to escape the world, but paradoxically, to immerse themselves deeper within their own boundless creative wellspring. Loneliness, when genuinely embraced and understood, blossoms into fertile solitude. And solitude, that, my friends, is where masterpieces are conceived. That is where revolutionary breakthroughs occur. That is where your deepest, most potent wisdom quietly emerges, unburdened by external pressures. When you are alone, truly alone with your thoughts and your spirit, your mind begins to quiet its relentless external chatter. It begins to listen to its own inner whispers, to the subtle intuitions that guide you. Ideas that were drowned out by daily distractions begin to surface with startling clarity. Solutions to problems you thought insurmountable reveal themselves with elegant simplicity. Your creative spirit, long suppressed by constant engagement, finds the sacred room to breathe, to expand, to finally, gloriously, create without judgment. This is not passive navel-gazing. This is active, powerful, transformative introspection. Visual, two people having a deep, meaningful conversation, with eye contact and genuine smiles, contrasted with a quick, jarring shot of a group of people scrolling phones while physically together. Host asterisk. And here's the most beautiful paradox of all: by mastering loneliness, by truly getting to know and honor yourself in its quiet, honest embrace, you become uniquely capable of forming infinitely deeper, richer, and more authentic relationships with others. You stop desperately seeking others to fill a perceived void within you. Instead, you seek connection from a place of fundamental wholeness, from an abundance of self-worth. You understand your own inherent value, so you no longer tolerate relationships that diminish you, that drain your energy, or that ask you to be less than you are. You learn to recognize genuine resonance, a true meeting of souls, not just fleeting compatibility based on shared hobbies or superficial interests. Loneliness teaches you, with stark clarity, what you truly need from others, and perhaps even more importantly, what profound gifts you have to offer. It refines your discernment like a master craftsman. It makes you realize that quality in relationships always, always, triumphs over quantity. And that the deepest, most fulfilling true connection begins, always, with the profound connection you foster with yourself. Visual, a person confidently navigating a challenging environment, or overcoming a physical obstacle. Then, a shot of someone looking strong and serene, perhaps after a workout or a quiet moment of reflection. Host asterisk. Perhaps the most potent, most enduring lesson loneliness offers is the cultivation of unshakable inner resilience. When you have faced the quiet terrors of isolation, when you have sat with the discomfort, grieved the losses, and emerged stronger, you realize with profound certainty that you can weather almost anything life throws at you. You learn to rely on your own internal compass, your own inherent fortitude, your own wisdom. Life will inevitably present moments when you feel utterly alone. The crushing weight of loss. The sting of public failure. Periods of intense, disorienting transition. If you've learned to befriend your own company during these pivotal times, if you've tapped into the deep, inexhaustible wellspring of strength that solitude provides, you will navigate these storms not just by surviving, but by genuinely thriving. You become less dependent on fickle external validation, less swayed by fleeting trends or the shifting opinions of others. You stand firm, rooted deeply in your own authentic being. This, my friends, is the truest form of freedom. This isn't about retreating from the world or becoming a hermit. It's about becoming a sovereign master of your own internal landscape. It's about finding that profound, unassailable peace that exists entirely independent of your external circumstances, a peace that no one can take from you. Visual, close-up of a thoughtful, serene face, then a wide shot of a peaceful, calm environment, perhaps a sunrise over mountains or a quiet forest path. Host asterisk. So, the next time that familiar ache of loneliness creeps in, that subtle whisper of isolation, don't immediately reach for the phone. Don't instinctively drown it out with endless distractions. Don't shrink from it in fear. Instead, pause. Take a deep, conscious breath. Listen. What is this moment, this profound solitude, trying to teach you? What dormant part of yourself is calling out for your undivided attention? What silent, ancient wisdom is waiting patiently to be uncovered, to be claimed as your own? Embrace it not as a curse, but as a sacred classroom. A powerful, transformative space where your most profound growth can occur. A place where you become deeply acquainted with the limitless, incredible power of your own spirit. It is in these quiet, unadorned moments, when the clamor of the world truly recedes, that we finally find ourselves. And finding ourselves, truly, wholly, authentically, we find everything we ever needed. Music swells, becomes uplifting and hopeful. Host asterisk. So, I ask you, directly, are you ready to embrace your greatest teacher? Are you ready to transform loneliness from a dreaded adversary into a wise, guiding mentor who leads you to your deepest truths? The journey inward is, without a doubt, the most courageous and rewarding journey you will ever undertake. And it begins with a simple, profound act of turning towards the silence, not desperately away from it. Visual, call to action graphic, prominently displaying like, comment, subscribe buttons/text. Host asterisk. If this message resonated with you, if you found profound value in this perspective and are ready to see loneliness through a new lens, please let me know. Take a moment to like this video, share your own thoughts and experiences with loneliness in the comments below. How has it taught you? What wisdom has it revealed? I read every single one. And if you're ready for more deep dives into life's most profound, often challenging, truths, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next conversation. Thank you for watching, truly. And always remember, you are never truly alone when you have learned to deeply befriend your own magnificent spirit.